In the ancient days, truth seekers would all come together near a living flame of a sage. They walked great distances for this opportunity, and it was their deep yearnings that never made them give up. It was tough, yes, but they were committed. Sometimes the sage spoke, other times the sage wouldn't say anything. He would just stay in silence for hours. The real teaching was happening. A great deal actually was happening under the hood, so to speak. Maybe he didn't know anything. Maybe what was being transmitted was being done through silence or sometimes through words that come from a deeper place, sometimes beyond our understanding. But perhaps without knowing really why, after a few hours or days, you'd find yourself unmistakably present, unmistakably resting in your being, as if something inside of you had awakened up. It's almost as if, without trying, you are being illuminated from the inside out. In Sanskrit, this is called Satsang. Sat means truth, being, what is real. Sangha means company, association with the truth, with being. So Satsang basically means being in the company of truth, a gathering in truth, in being. Let me clarify. It doesn't mean being the company of concepts about the truth or about reality. No, it means in the company of truth itself, a profound gathering in truth, a furnace for awakening and for being, for freedom. Being in the company of the truth, classically embodied in the form of the sage, the human form, you would start to recognize yourself as not separate from the sage, from that same presence of being. You'd find that you are not different from the sage. And the sage was merely like a pointer. It was merely pointing you to your inner Buddha, to your inner nature within. This is how many ancient scriptures were born, like the Upanishads, and how many of the Buddha's teachings were born as he was giving sermons and discourses to his Sangha, sometimes with words, sometimes with silence. He sat under a tree and people gathered. His words, his energy, his presence, his silence. It was a transmission that cooked those seekers, those who came to him. The Upanishads, the ancient Sanatana Dharma, or Hinduism scriptures, the word itself has a profound meaning. Upa means near, ni means down, and shad means sit. To sit down near. Near what, you may ask? Near truth, near being, near one who embodies truth and being and reality, one who embodies effortlessly freedom and liberation, one who not only rests as that, but is the living embodiment of that, the kind that does not confine to pre-existing projections or idealized versions and beliefs and ideas that have been propagated for ages, the kind of expression that cannot be molded by society, by ignorance, or by anything at all. And sitting near the sage in satsang was never meant to be entertainment. It was never meant to be usurped and hijacked by the ego, like we see nowadays. Although I would say this was very much expected, to be honest. That's what the ego does, and the ego is really good at it. Satsang was supposed to be a living surgery of the soul, so to speak. It was never meant to be regurgitated teaching copied from Papaji, from Nisargadatta Maharaj, from Ramana Maharshi and other sages, mixed with a little bit of pop spirituality. No, it was something deep, something so deep from the heart, so felt, from the heart of the unborn. The tea seems to have been watered down so much that it's almost stale water. And although the tea bag may still say Satsang, when you sip it, there's hardly any taste left. The word Satsang became a spiritual franchise and slowly got entangled with what people nowadays call New Advaita. New Advaita is a bit like handling a diploma to someone before they even attend school. You are already enlightened. Practice is an illusion. There is nothing to do, no one. Relax, you are dead. Beautiful words, no doubt. True at a certain level, yes. But they are potentially deadly when handed to an unprepared seeker. It's much better when you know nothing than if you think you know everything. An empty glass can easily be filled with divine nectar. But a glass full of dirt, even full of gold, you cannot pour nectar into it. Lead the mind back to the self and keep it there. That's what Ramana Maharshi said. This essentially means recognize that you are aware and stay like that while ignoring everything else. It's simple. You just stay there. Things come, they go. You don't mind. If you want it more devotional, recognize the presence of God and bathe in that presence until separation melts away. Krishna says to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, and I'm kind of paraphrasing, wherever this restless mind runs off to, right from there, you just gently bring it back and back into your true being, into the self with capital S. Recognition of awareness is precious, absolutely. A first glimpse of your true nature is a blessing. But the glimpse is not a full sunrise. It is not. Awakening is like a moment where the clouds get out of the way and the sunlight still shines. But it still may be raining, it still may be cold, it still may be windy, it still may be that the storm is going on. But just because the tea most people drink is weak, it doesn't mean it has lost its original flavor. It cannot be lost. It is here, always, now. Satsang can still be what it always was, a sacred meeting where something false, something illusory vanishes, and something real in you is recognized, where ignorance falls away and the truth, reality, is seen and embodied. Satsang can still be a great gathering where the mind gets exposed, the heart gets opened, and presence becomes contagious with love, with happiness, with peace, and with freedom. Satsang can still be a great gathering where we all come together for a single purpose, to celebrate truth, to celebrate reality, to celebrate freedom, to celebrate wisdom, bliss, love, happiness, peace, wholeness, to celebrate reality as it is, to celebrate you as you are, beyond all illusions, all ignorance, all falseness. Despite its many flaws, I am grateful to today's society for allowing all of us to come together online like this. It is beautiful. In a world where social media cultivates division, separation, hate, disregard for one another, it is beautiful to see genuine beings coming together in teachings like this. And that is very important. It is essential, I would say, where we're making the world a better place, each one of us. Or at least we're trying our best, let's say. But there is a difference between watching fire and sitting close enough to fire to feel the heat on your skin. That's why I decided to create a monthly online satsang where we can all come together to celebrate the beauty of being, to show our hearts that in spite of everything that's going on in the world, there are still these moments where the lightless light shines with an unfathomable depth, where we all come together and not as a group of individuals, but as a one being, celebrating that fire of existence, of love, of joy, of beauty. Sometimes to finally stop pretending otherwise, it helps to be held in a firmness where everything in you is invited to come out, to be seen, to melt, to burn. Your life can be an ongoing satsang if you just listen within. An encounter with the tree can be an encounter with the truth. Gazing at the sky can be a satsang. And in this very instant, without moving even a millimeter from where you are, if you are listening within to your being, a gathering in truth is already unfolding in you. Isn't that beautiful? Teacher, student, path, teaching, silence, sound, presence, energy, transmission, all gathered in the same nameless presence. Nothing outside it, nothing separate from it. Just beautiful. Thank you for being with me.